Alright, so I got a custom square baling job to do tomorrow. That is, if the weather holds out. I'm going to be baling somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 square bales of straw for a guy. And this will be the first time I've baled straw with a square baler. So I'm kind of interested to see how all that works out. Taking the T5 with me, and my square baler and accumulator, and there's supposed to be, one of my friends has arranged to have a 4710 Massey there on site, and I'm going to get to use some and do a review on it, see how it works out, see how I like it. I don't know much about Massey Ferguson's. Really, the only one I've ever run is Terry Slusher's, which is the same guy that's lined this 4710 up. And it's actually not his tractor, it's his neighbor's tractor, but it's only got 19 hours on it as of right now, and so it hasn't been used much. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to get to try it out because it's a new tractor. There's not many videos on it, and I'd like to see how it performs compared to the T5, which I know it's a smaller tractor than the T5, but I'd like to see how it performs compared to Terry's 4610. So if you missed that video, go back in my archives and look. My thoughts on the Massey Ferguson 4610 and 4610 review. There's a couple videos on that tractor, so I'm spreading lime with it. I'll either be baling with it or I'll be loading straw with it. I'm not sure which yet. We'll get it all sorted out tomorrow when we get there and get started. But right now I got oil change on this baler. I've greased it, checked everything over, filled it up with twine. So all I got left to do is to oil change. Alright, so while I'm working on my baler here, I'd like to take a minute to tell you that what you're going to see in this video is me operating this 4710 and giving it kind of an overview as I'm operating it and my thoughts about it. Now, the next video after this one will be the actual review where I go over the features of the tractor. By that point, I would have operated it for one full day, and I know pretty well what the tractor is all about. I'm not going to say I know everything about it, but I got a pretty good idea. So once you watch this video and get my thoughts from this one, you may want to check out the next video when it comes out. I'm not sure when it will be out, but it'll be in the next week or so after this one, and that one will be more of a review and my final thoughts. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video, and here we go. Alright guys, here I am in a 4710 Massey Ferguson. And to start off with, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Hickson for allowing me to demonstrate his tractor and make a review of it on YouTube. And secondly, I would like to thank Terry Slusher for arranging everything and hauling the tractor over here. But like I was saying a little bit ago, this is a custom straw baling job for Kevin Keith. And he's actually over there baling right now, and he's pulling my baler and accumulator, getting along pretty good. And I
I'm going to be reviewing this 4710, or I'm going to attempt to. Right now I'm just trying to learn how to operate it. I'll tell you right, first impressions here. It's comfortable. It's everything's laid out right. The steering wheel is telescopic in this tractor. It does tilt. The controls are laid out nicely, and the gear stick, it's a little bit low, but it's not bad. The loader control is still a little bit of a reach for my T-Rex arms, but it's not terrible. I could get used to it. The T4 I had was the same way. It was a bit of reach, bit of a reach on it too. That's why I ended up going with the electronic joystick on my T5. I guess I just have really short arms. Anyway, they've got the fittings on the third function valve in reverse order for my tractor, so I'm having to move the lever in the opposite direction to grab the bells that I normally do, so that's messing with my mind a little bit. But as far as the tractor goes so far, which I got a long day ahead of me, but I kind of like it pretty good. It doesn't steer very sharp compared to what I'm used to, and I can see why. It could be fixed by turning the screws in on the where it steers down there. There's bolts that you can adjust that with, and I always adjust them on my New Holland tractors. This one needs a little bit of adjustment, but since it's not my tractor, I'm not going to mess with it. Fairly smooth feel, but it rides pretty nice. I'm not sure if this tractor's got a switch on it for loader ride control, but I'm not sure if it has it on it or not. I can't tell which way's on, which way's okay. That way's off, that way's on. So if it does have it, that should turn it on, but I'm not sure that it has it. Transmission seems to be really smooth, and it's shifting towards the reverse. I'm impressed. Steering really messing me up. I'm just not used to being able to, or not used to not being able to steer very sharp. Can't seem to get it cool enough in here for me right now, and it's got plenty of vents in it. And it feels cold, like cold air, but maybe I've just gotten so hot I'm sweating pretty bad, but it still seems a little warm in here. I got it wide open. It has three ways you can clutch this transmission. You can pull up on this forward and reverse lever, and that will clutch it. Now that's a nice feature for running the loader. When you let it back down, it'll continue on. Now, the other way, of course, is to mash the clutch pedal, which that's what I'm accustomed to doing, so that's what I typically do. The other way is there is actually a button on the gear stick, so you can change gears without having to tractor obviously doesn't have an auto transmission or a power shift transmission like my T5. So this one, it actually works. My T4 had the same type of deal. You just push the button, you shift the gear, let the button back out, and it continues on its way without any much effort. You don't have to clutch and all that stuff. One thing I do see that I don't particularly care for is this ceiling right here is rather low. There's no sunroof, and when you raise the loader, you raise it all the way up in the air, it goes out of sight. You don't see it no more. You have to bend over and you have to bend over pretty hard and be a contortionist a little bit to see it up there. So, but that's not the end of the world. That's a lot of tractors are like that. But once you get used to one that you can see up there, when you raise the loader up and you're sitting straight up in the seat, you can still see. It's hard to go back to this, which is, you know, it's not bad. It's just an opinion, matter of opinion. But yeah, so far I'm liking this thing pretty good. The loader operates nice and smooth, and gear changes are smooth. I'll give you more of a panoramic view when I'm not operating this thing. We'll go around and look at it a little better. But overall, it's a real nice machine. This is a 3-cylinder diesel engine in this tractor, and it's 100 engine horsepower. Wiggle it around, get it in here. Kind of tight to the bank, or the creek bank right here behind me. I don't want to back over in the creek. I'll probably move the truck here in a minute. That's what I'm going to do. Just trying to leave him plenty of room to bail. Alright, so I'm unloading some of this straw with the T5 120 that I loaded with the 4710 Massey Ferguson. And I'd have to say, the more I run that Massey Ferguson, I like it pretty good. I would be, I'd probably purchase one if that was, if I was a Massey Ferguson, man. I think it's very comfortable. It's definitely more comfortable tractor than the T4 New Holland that I had. The seat's just bigger and fits me better. It just feels better. The armrests are longer, and that's nice. And one thing I don't like about it compared to the T4 I had, and I don't know that Massey Ferguson offers this or not, and that's a dual command where you have a high and low power shift in each gear. That tractor, that 4710, is just a 12-speed transmission. Now, one nice thing about it is it's only two ranges. It's a high and low range, so there's only one shift. And then you have 6 gears in each range, so you don't have as many, you don't have to shift ranges as often. But being only 12 gears hurts it for square baling. I know that because of my TN95, where it's only a 12-speed, and I'm sure a lot of you other guys that square bale know that it's nice to have plenty of gears to choose from when you're square baling. But anyway, that would be the biggest fault I have against it. The loader works smooth. The loader control is a reach for me, but I know some people it doesn't bother. I have to lean forwards. I did in my T4 too. I have to lean forwards to reach it. So apparently there's just something wrong with my arms, not necessarily the tractor. But I like the tractor, other than just a few little things like that. And you know, all tractors, you know, they all have little. None of them's perfect. Let's put it that way. I mean, this T5's even got things that I wish were different on it. But once you get used to things and you don't pay them much attention anymore. But not having the 12 gears is hard to not pay attention to when you need more gears. But anyway, I loaded 300 bales with it and it done really well. And I'm getting ready to go back and load some more with it. And that's what you're going to see next. tractor. I'm also using it to pull the gooseneck up to the barn once this trailer's full. I got two other trailers with the pickups also. Steep hill right here. I got it in high range, but I'm in first gear. It's running about 2,000 RPMs. It's going right up. I got 170 bales on this trailer, 170 bales of straw. They're probably 40 pounds a piece. So far, so good. The more I run this tractor, the more I like it. I'll try to do once we get done today and I have time, I'll walk around it with you and talk about some of the features I like and some things I don't like. Alright, well I gotta open the gate.
Okay, like I said at the beginning of the video, this was my day of operating this tractor, getting a feel for it, and just seeing how I liked it. And the next video is going to be the walk around and review of the tractor. We're going to look at some of the features it has and what I like about it and what I don't like about it. So make sure you check that video out when it gets posted up, and we'll see you then.